Furina is a healer, DPS and sub-DPS all in one. She is the perfect character for a solo challenge. Before she came out, everyone hated her. Now everyone loves her. I feel that happens with literally every character. She is very fun to play and really strong. I like her, because playing her feels like pulling up on a gang fight. Seriously, her skill summons 3 more dudes. We're finally not alone in these solo challenges. These are the rules. Everyone knows them by now, so let's get right into the video. We head into the first few temples. As we can see, our boys do a ton of damage. It was easy, everything just got destroyed. We do Kaio's story quests, where we go looking for a treasure, and it ends up being a fight with a rune guard. I guess he's my treasure. The gang destroyed him fairly quickly. Next is Amber's story quest, where we bomb some hilichurls, then Furina was just stripping. Then we go catch a criminal. Our gang pulled up and everything died. Excuse me sir, please move out of the camera. We meet up with Venti and get jumped by an Eye of the Storm. Normally this fight was very annoying, because we couldn't reach the Eye of the Storm since it's so high up. However, no one can stop our boys. Now we must borrow the Holy Lyre. Somebody borrowed it before us. It's not very nice, ma'am. Anyways, we must get it back. This Fatui agent is guarding the Holy Lyre. He did not do it for long. Then I found my treasure again and killed him again. We are collecting Stormterror stairs. Wait, what? I don't think this is a normal everyday thing. I am genuinely concerned. We encounter a Pyro Abyss Mage. What happened after that? We don't speak about. Then again, I'm level 40. Maybe that was a bit overkill. Anyway, Stormterror gets a bit angry. Hey, that's our sister. To be honest, sometimes I forget she exists. On the way to Stormterror's lair, we encounter the strongest opponent so far. A Hydro Abyss Mage. Yeah, our boys cannot do anything against the shield. We fight a few more enemies and now it's time for the final fight. This is our build. We're actually stacked. We got 11,000 HP. How? First, we have to bring Stormterror down. Now it's truly time to put an end to this and hopefully save the fate of Mondstadt. God, I sure hope this won't be as anticlimactic as the other times. Yeah, guys, we just one-phased him. Didn't even need our burst. Yay, Mondstadt has been saved. Couldn't we do this 4 hours ago? Everyone is happy. Until we got mugged. That finishes up the Archon quest for Mondstadt. God, Hoyoverse really gave us the finger with that last part. We do Razor story quest, where the main fight is against Boreas, and we fared fairly well against him. Next is Deluxe story quest, which was a bit annoying. See, we enter a temple with slimes, but then our arch nemesis appeared. Hydro Abyss Mage. Guys, it took me 2 minutes to take his shield down. Then he just died. His adorable little feet make up for it though. Wait, why do I keep looking at this specific Abyss Mage's feet? Later on in the quest, Hydro Abyss Mage 1's brother appeared. Probably to take revenge for his sibling. Not gonna lie, I would feel violated if someone stared at my feet. The final quest for Mondstadt are Lisa's and Zhangling's story quests. Wait, why in the world did I leave these quests for last? I am adventure rank 23. What was I doing all this time? These quests are unlocked at like adventure rank 15. Anyways, Marjorie forgot to bring back a book she borrowed from the library. I'd say we give her the death penalty for such a dire sin. We enter a temple, and there's a timer challenge with the worst combination of slimes possible. Somehow we make it though. The final boss is a Cryo Abyss Mage. We do fairly well against the Cryo Shield. Excuse me guys, we're kinda doing something here. Anyways, Lisa absolutely violates the Geneva Convention, which gives me the opportunity to stare at this adorable little feet. What a way to finish Mondstadt. We go to Liyue in search for Morax, hopefully an archon who knows something about our sister. Spoilers? They never do! Well, except if you're Nahida maybe. Then you just drop the whole lore. Well, Morax is dead. Or that's what they try to make you think. Never trust the government. We meet... oh god, run. We fight the Millilith. Normally it's a 20 versus 1, but we've got our boys, so it's 20 against 4. The squad always wins. We meet up with Cloud Retainer. Have you guys seen her human design, by the way? We all pulled C6. We fight the Rune Hunter. I'd never thought I'd say it, but I'm missing our Rune Guards. I'd rather fight them than Terminator over here. Next, we're doing the Ascension quest. I keep thinking this was the one where we fought the Electro Cube. That's why I put Amber in the party. It was not. I haven't used Amber, but on this channel we never lie, so you can just see the whole thing. It only took me 3.5 minutes to clear the whole thing. We are too powerful. We do Sing Cho's story quest, where we fight this Ftui mage who looks suspiciously like Sucrose. At the end we fight Ftui Javert. Is Javert his actual name? We fight the Millelith once more, meet them with Ningguang and Ganyu, and now it's time to actually do something useful and face Child. Guys, I actually felt like a hacker. See, not only do our boys do so much damage, we can also heal ourselves. And I can technically just run around while our squad does the work for us. I didn't do that because I'm a gangster like that. But yeah, it was nothing. Our boys even disrupted the cutscene as a final disrespect to Child. Oh god, we made him mad. Now he's flooding all of Liyue by summoning Osial. A 6-minute fight against the Ftui ensues. Liyue is saved, but for how long? I don't know, man. I'd leave if I knew this was just randomly sleeping around. Anyway, Zhongli just hands over the noses to Signora. Why? I don't know, man. It's been years and we still have no answer. Let's just hope they haven't forgotten about this plot point. Let's just leave, guys. I don't like this guy anymore. We move on to the Jade Chamber Archon quest, where we meet Shenhe for the first time. I think it'll also be a few years for her next rerun. God, I need her for my Risley, who I also don't have. But anyway, we enter Sea Gazers About, which has a ton of enemies, and I should have mentioned this 4 hours ago, but you might notice that Shenhe's HP is not full. It's not because I've used her, this is all Furina's doing. She drains the HP of party members. Unfortunately, there isn't anything I can do about it, so please don't think I'm cheating. This also happened with a bunch of other trial characters we had to have in our party. Then this Goliath appears. As you can see, the amount of damage we do is minuscule. It took me a bit. Then we are trapped in a room where absolute chaos ensues. A bunch of meter trolls and slimes, this guy whose name I forgot, and 2 whole ruin guards all appear. I'm telling you guys, these ruin guards want me for real. Anyway, please send help. We get the most epic cutscene in all of Genshin Impact, and the final battle begins against Osial's wife. Please don't tell me I'm the only one who thinks they're related. Surprisingly, our boys are able to do damage. You'd think she'd be immune since she's basically water. I think. The most annoying thing about this fight is the fact that the heads go back down underwater. Which is why this fight took me 10 whole minutes to win. I am damaged beyond repair. As if I wasn't damaged enough, we move on to Dainsleif's quest. Look, at first me and Dainsleif were cool, but his quests? Mate, his quests are something else. Every enemy has some kind of elemental shield. And look, already we have a Pyro Mage and a Hydro Abyss Mage. How lovely. Another Pyro Abyss Mage, a Cryo Abyss Mage, a Hydro Abyss Mage again, another Hydro Abyss Mage. Also, let's not forget the Meteors with shields. Of course they had to have shields too. I don't like you. But did you guys seriously think this was it? It only continues. We fight an Abyss Herald. We don't have to get rid of a shield. Yet. Then we fight both a Hydro and Cryo Mage. Both Hydro and Cryo again. And a Rune Hunter. Please just look at how I died while running. I died again. Guys, I've been going at them for 14 whole minutes. I wish this was a joke. The chaos continues as we fight the Pyro and Cryo Mage and the Rune Guard. We fight an Abyss Herald again. Guys, I got so desperate that I just started wishing for Miss Splitter in the middle of the fight. Of course, I did not get Miss Splitter. We did get Lynette, that's why she's in the party right now. Getting rid of the shield took me a whole 16 minutes. I wish this was a joke, but I am not kidding. What am I doing with my life? This wasn't enough pain and suffering though, as we fight yet another Abyss Herald. This time a Pyro and Hydro Mage have joined us. Game, do you want me to die? I got rid of the Pyro and Hydro Mage in 8 minutes, and then took on the Abyss Herald. I died. But fortunately, we don't have to fight the Abyss Mages again. This time, getting rid of the shield took me 20 minutes. I want to jump off a cliff. Please guys, never forget my sacrifice. All of this effort and our sister just leaves. She might as well just spit on us. Am I glad to leave all that behind? Now we go to Inazuma, the land where everything is eternal. Well, except for A's sister. First we meet Beidou and Kazuha. We fight in a tournament where we beat our level 90 opponent with a level 5 traveler. The hardest part was actually getting to Inazuma, cause why do we need to do all this effort just to go there? Can't we just ice bridge? I swear there was someone who did that. We must protect the balloon now. Weren't we here to meet the Shogun? Fighting the Nobushi while being underleveled was terrifying. But we still do pretty good damage, surprisingly. We meet Yaimiko, still not the Shogun, Ayaka, still not the Shogun, and Yoimiya. Again, still not the Shogun. Where is Homegirl at? We must save this one dude. God, I should have been paying attention to the story. We fight a ton of enemies in this temple. Luckily, Furina is both a healer and the DPS. Otherwise, there was no way we would have survived. We find our guy and he's just knocked down on the ground. At least gave him a chair, how rude. We meet Sara as well. Again, why do we meet all of Inazuma except the person we came here for? We do Ayaka's story quest, which is basically just a date. Next is Yoimiya's, where we light a bunch of fireworks. After 6 hours, we finally find the Shogun, but they got Toma. Well, it was nice knowing him. Wait, why are we helping him? We're already fighting the final boss. I'm telling you guys, if she hadn't started hacking and prevented us from using our skill and burst, we would have been able to defeat her. We can just spawn our boys and run around for 5 hours. Anyways, we got away because plot. We meet Teppei. He's gonna be okay, guys. He's gonna be okay. We have to destroy the blue targets. I tried to do it with our boys, but they were doing everything but that, so I used Amber. Now we're fighting in a war. God, why is there so much going on in Inazuma? Can we go back to Mondstadt where our biggest problem was Marjorie not returning a library book? I think we should be talking this out. They did not listen. Yeah, losers, keep running. We fight this dude next. I just love how unbothered the squad is, while there's just lightning and everything going on in the background. We meet Teppei again. He looks a bit older. Nah, cause same. I feel like an old man. I got back pain and stuff. Back to business, we're going into the Delusion Factory. Absolute chaos ensues. We fight Fatui agents and the mage. I died several times. There was just too much going on. Then I accidentally did not record the rest of the gameplay, which is my biggest nightmare with these challenges, and it happened. But we met up with Scaramouche, we get a bit angry, and then Yaimiko. What's she doing here? I wish she just let us die, because now we're doing the anti-Raiden Shogun training. After a lot of dialogue, we go into the Tenryou Commission headquarters. We just fight a lot. It is time to take revenge. We haven't forgotten what you did to Venti, even though it was pretty funny. Phase 1 of Signora's fight was pretty simple. We just ganged up on her. The only annoying thing was the cold, but we managed. Phase 2 is where the real fight begins. She takes way less damage now and had more HP. It helps so much that Furina can heal herself, otherwise we were pretty screwed. Nearing the end, I just continued fighting while we were basically burning to death. There was one of those thingies where we could cool off, but I just did not go there, so it was all or nothing. And I just kept attacking and attacking, hoping for the best. It worked out! The final boss is actually the final boss now. She's hacking again, but that does not matter as we got plot armor. Who else thought Raiden Shogun was gonna be difficult? Oh no, wait, that's saved for a story quest. Thank the Lord it's not in the main story, cause doing that in a solo challenge would have made me cry. Anyways, Inazuma is saved, I guess, except for A's sister. Also Teppei. And Kazuha's dead friend. Why is there so much death here? I want to go back to Mondstadt, where our biggest problem is Marjorie not returning a library book. But seriously, everything went from 0 to 100 real quick. Unfortunately, Dainsleif keeps coming back, so we have to do his quest. We fight Black Serpent Knights. I actually don't mind this, please let every enemy be these guys instead of the mages and heralds. We fight some more. Even more. Maybe I shouldn't have said anything. Okay, I take back what I said before what I said. What am I even saying? I'm losing my mind. This fight actually did not take that long. It took me only like 10 minutes to get rid of the shield. That's the fastest time we've had so far. That's really sad. The fighting never ends as we fight an Abyss Lecture. I'm gonna be honest, this guy hits really hard. Fighting him head on wasn't worth it, so I just let our boys get rid of the shield. While I ran around, I made use of the labor of these cute animals. Work smarter, not harder. How could I forget the mages? Luckily it's only Pyro and Cryo. Look, another Pyro and Hydro Mage. Now it's Cryo and Electro. Will it ever end? The final ones are Electro and Pyro. some of the elements which are easier to get rid of the shield. I had enough of Dainsleif, his quest, and his existence, so I was playing pretty recklessly. I was trying to kill the Pyro Mage once and for all. Then I died, and I had to fight all of those Abyss Mages all over again. I wanted to cry. It was a lot. Luckily there were no other fights, just Dainsleif losing his friend, which made me feel all warm and fuzzy inside. Sorry, these quests have changed me. We finally move on to Sumeru, and already we're at a very strange place. I think we smelled the wrong kind of dendro. Sumeru is the land of wisdom, or as I'd like to call it, the land of dialogue, cause they've upped the dialogue by 1,000,000. Not soon after we have our first fight, we have to clear up the withering zone. Now we enter a domain. Even the Hilichurls take longer to beat as their level's higher than me. And oh, look who has followed us. Yup. Thank God we don't have to get rid of his shield. We meet Dia, Alhaitham and Dory. Suddenly we're at Act 2. When did we get here? What is going on? I'm sorry, but even on my main account, I have not been paying attention to Sumeru's story. Big respect to anyone who can sit through all this dialogue. I do recognize Dunyarzad. Is it like half of the Archon quest about her? An NPC. Also, this guy has a nice mustache. A very important detail I had to mention. There's this part in the quest where you have to interpret, associate text and come to a conclusion. I just clicked everything and it somehow worked out. We fight some Aramites, finally some action. Nilu's dancing. What the? Dunyarzad is a ghost now. Dottore is here and everyone is acting a bit sus. Must be all the dendro, if you know what I mean. We have a fight with these doggies, which are very annoying as they poison us. We complete Act 3. Wait, weren't we just at Act 2? There's even more than 3 acts in Sumeru. We go to the Elazar hospital. Hey yo, Kale must be famous, cause they named an entire hospital after her disease. A whole lava troll is waiting for us there. Next fights are in a domain which are against a bunch of fungi. The Futui have pulled up here too, as our next fight is with them. I'm just gonna say, fighting this Electro agent was so sad, because I couldn't even see the bar move. We meet Scaramouche again. He's doing some weird stuff. God, we need to stay far away from all the dendro here. I asked my mom for Nahida. She said we have Nahida at home. This is Nahida at home. This next domain is one of the only difficult things in Sumeru. There are various enemies inside, one of the worst being the Cry of Tui agent. Cause is blood even taking damage? Next are the Geo and Electro agent. The Geo one was fairly simple. The Electro one also took barely any damage. I also couldn't do anything against his shield. Then Pyro and Anemo joined in. Then a Cryo Cheesing Mage. First of all, since when do you even exist? She was very annoying. See, she continuously has a shield. Killing the bats removes this shield for like 2 seconds. Then she summons both the bats and the shield again. We have a small window of time to attack, so I just kept doing it. Until her HP got to half and she just stopped doing it for some reason. Thank God, I was able to finish her off. Anyways, the battle with the orphan begins. We were doing pretty good damage, not gonna lie. There was this moment where we got hit by Scaramouche's laser continuously, but our healing is so overpowered that we immediately got the lost HP back. We have to get rid of the shield now, which is just a case of running around for 3 hours. You know how Nahida's skill locks onto all enemies? Yeah, I thought I was able to get rid of all of the turrets using Nahida's skill. It did not work out, so I just used Amber. By the way, the sole reason she's in the party is for this part. I most definitely should have mentioned this before. Then we one-face Scaramouche. We're not done yet as there are even more enemies to fight. I guess it doesn't end after the final boss. I'm just gonna show everything sped up because I have to leave to Germany in a few hours. I posted in the community tab saying I'm gonna do everything I can to finish this video before New Year's. It's currently the 27th of January. I'm so happy no one actually saw that post. So I have to finish it. Why did it have to be flippin' Germany though, of all places? Anyway, Nahida says bye to Nahida, that's the end. Unfortunately, Dainsleif still exists. You really do not want me to finish this video, do you? We enter a domain. We fight Hydro Slimes who take way too long to beat. We fight a Fortune Lector, who has thank God a Cryo Shield, which we were able to get rid of without any trouble. Apart from a few other slimes, that's it for Dainsleif's quest. I don't trust this. This is way too easy for his quest. They probably kept it short due to all the dialogue we went through in Sumeru. There are a few more quests we can do. One is the chasm, which I just don't want to do, so I'll leave it for the next part. Also another story quest, which we need to be at AR 44. which means we need to do the Ascension quest, which isn't really possible now, as we got humbled real quick. We need to get stronger. Also, Fontaine is next. But I actually don't know if Fontaine is finished. There's this part in the quest where you have to process this widget. Till this day I still don't know how to do that. So I've been stuck ever since and just did not look it up. But this is a sign to end it here and go to Germany. I'll see you in the next part, meine Freunde. I gotta go meet Venti.